Hey everyone, I'm Kaden Mohler, and this is Marshall County Close-Up. Marshall Close-Up is where we find someone in the high school and interview them to get to know them more closely. And today I'm here with Dr. Clayton. Thank you, Mr. Clayton, for being on here today. How many years have you been here at the high school?
Let's see. So I believe this is year 6 now. So I came during COVID. And
yeah, I gotcha. So tell us a little bit about what you do here at the high school.
I teach the dual credit classes. So I teach English 101 and then other English classes. And then also I do public speaking, Com 161 through Murray State.
A lot of great classes. I've taken a couple of those.
That's right.
How did you end up here teaching at Marshall?
So I'm originally from around here. I grew up here. I went to Callaway and graduated in '99. And then I lived overseas and then worked in Chicago for a number of years. And then when COVID hit, I decided I was ready to come back home. And so Marshall had an opening in the English department, and the rest is history.
Tell me a little bit about your life before you ended up here at Marshall, like you just described.
All right, so I went to school in Chicago, then moved to Japan for a number of years and taught over there, and then came back to the States and taught in Chicago to university there, and then came back here. So lots of teaching and traveling around. So
yeah. What is the biggest difference between, so I know you were not a student here at Marshall, you actually were a student at Callaway, and that's actually where my great-grandmother was a teacher and a principal. What's the biggest difference from being a student at Callaway and then a teacher here at Marshall?
Okay. Well, yeah, your great-grandmother was my AP chemistry teacher back in like 1997 or something. So one big difference is, chemistry is going to be very different here than it was there. But no, they're pretty similar, I think. I mean, Callaway and Marshall were always about similar size, always kind of cross-town or cross-county rivals and stuff. So I'd say pretty similar overall.
Yeah. So I'm kind of in the same boat with you there. I was a student at Callaway up until 5th grade, and then I moved here to Marshall. But I'm kind of, it's pretty similar. And also tell us a little bit about how you ended up in Japan, and maybe something you learned there.
All right. So yeah, when I was there. When I was going to school in Chicago, there's a Japanese consulate nearby, and I didn't really want to go right into grad school or something else, and so I was wanted to travel around a little bit, so I applied for a position through the consulate and got a job offer and moved to Japan and taught there for a while.
Yeah.
So.
Did you go back and forth a lot?
Yeah, I stayed, so yeah, altogether I lived there about 10 years, but I mean, I came back and forth to the States to see family and stuff, but really I lived there primarily for almost all that time.
I gotcha. What's the biggest difference, maybe food-wise?
Food-wise? Oh yeah, their food, I love their food. Their food's great. Like it's much healthier than ours. There's not much, it's not much fried stuff, not much salt. It's very, fresh vegetables, stuff like that, and so fish and things, so yeah.
So maybe what's the biggest difference in day-to-day lifestyle?
I think biggest difference, so one thing is, this year's the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, so we think that's a long time. If I recall, I think Japan's founding day was 2700 BC, I think. So that was when George Washington was, our first president. Japan was on its 135th emperor. So just that difference of a country that's thousands of years old versus a new, just everything is just very different about, how they feel about history and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So not only were you a student at Callaway, you've been here for 6 years, but I know you love reading books. You've attempted to tell me about some favorite books. So tell me your favorite book, and then maybe tell me why.
Geez, that's a hard question. I think the one right now that I've read lately that I liked is a book called Lincoln at Gettysburg. It's a historical book about how Abraham Lincoln wrote the Gettysburg Address. So everybody knows kind of the history of stuff, but this is literally how he was a very good writer and how he decided to put it all together. So that's kind of my favorite right now.
I gotcha.
I've got a couple copies if you want to borrow one. Come down after the interview.
But thank you, Mr. Clayton, for doing this interview, and thank you for listening today. And I'm Kaden Mohler, and this has been Marshall County Close-Up.